Let us explore how to easily let go of our emotions. This morning's lesson is drawn from a good-hearted question found on Reddit. The individual wrote, "How do you let go of emotions without suppressing them?" The individual elaborated, "Suppose I'm in a situation where I'm feeling intense emotions, be it anger, jealousy, disgust, fear, stress, etc. By the way, I wish to interrupt this to interject how very delightful it is to read the prose of someone who is skilled in composition. Then how should I process my emotions and let go of these feelings internally without suppressing them? Good question. I've heard that suppressing emotions is actually bad for your mental peace. It is. I'm sorry for asking silly questions. I'm a newcomer to all of this. Listen, newcomer, you're doing fabulous. These questions are important. They are ignored by people who think they know more than they do, who are controlled or veritable slaves of pride and fear and presupposition. You, my friend, are doing an exceptional job. I look forward to answering your question right now. Let us begin with broad brushstrokes. There is much confusion. Anyone who has attended Philosophy 101 knows that members of the same language can still experience great confusion when it comes to verbal communication. So much so that the masters of ancient philosophy insisted that we must first agree upon the terminology, the definitions of the terminology we're using, lest we find ourselves communicating across purposes. Having said that, how much more difficult is it to communicate effectively when we're dealing not with just two people in the same civilization using the same language, but people in different civilizations using different languages from different time periods? Translation is at best an art and not a science. Anyone who has read the translator's introduction to the New International Version of the Old and New Testaments would understand that. That is one of the reasons why I love neuroscience so much. It cuts through the confusion of a lexicon poorly handled. So let's do this right now. If we try to let go, if we try to practice mindfulness, but we're actually using the parts of the brain, such as let me rephrase this. If we're trying to practice gentle mindfulness and gentle meditation, and in order to do that, we're using the parts of the brain that are actually wired for active concentration and active analysis, structures such as the medial prefrontal cortex or the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex, then at best we will light up our amygdala, this lumpy thing right down here, this little teeny innocuous lumpy thing that turns out to be the seat of aggression and anxiety, located in the metaphoric dungeon of our limbic system. And if we persist in doing this for a very long time, not only will we exhaust this prefrontal cortex, but we will present with the symptoms of depression. Now, I don't know about you, but I did not turn to meditation because I was feeling a deficit of rage or terror or despair. I was experiencing an excess of those things that I wanted to release. Oh, how darkly ironic it is when good-hearted people enthusiastically imply really bad meditation instructions that confuse mindfulness and meditation for concentration and analysis. So now that we know that there's a part of the brain that which absolutely makes letting go an impossibility, the $64,000 question is there a part of the brain, is there a part of the central nervous system that has been wired by evolution to help us notice and let go? And the answer is yes. Yes, there is. Every time we inhale, whether we know it or not, we are accessing our sympathetic nervous system, ensconced within the center third or thoracic region of our spinal cord. It has evolved not to practice either extreme of mind blanking or active concentration. What then? What has the sympathetic nervous system evolved to do? It has evolved to perceive, and to do so vulnerably, passively, viscerally, and randomly. If active concentration and active analysis are yang, then perceiving vulnerably, passively, viscerally, and randomly is yin. It's the yinnest yin to ever yin. Yin, yin, yin. Also known as matriarchy. Also known as the path of the Buddha. So let us take a deeper dive into this mindfulness. Every time we inhale, whether we know it or not, we are wired to perceive sights, sounds, sensations, flavors, scents, and the like. We're wired to perceive emotions, intentions, thoughts, memories, and imaginings. And since we are analog and not digital, we do not perceive simply things as being present or absent, but we perceive spectrums of things, from the external to the internal, from the physical to the mental, from the pleasurable to the painful, from the interesting to the boring, from the glorious to the grotesque. All these things that we can perceive can really overwhelm us. So the $100,000 question is, our $120,000 question is, how do we let go sustainably? And the answer is really, really cool. Every time we exhale, whether we know it or not, we are accessing our parasympathetic nervous system, ensconced within both the lower third and the upper third of our spinal cord. This bad boy, by the way, this area here that's all annotated is known by the fancy pantses as, I'm going to mispronounce this, the reticular activation system. You and I can just call it the brainstem because, let's face it, it looks like a mushroom, doesn't it? Yumbo. That's just good stuff. So, every time we exhale, whether we know it or not, our parasympathetic nervous system has evolved to support physical relaxation and mental release. So here is the wild thing. We don't have to force it. We don't have to believe in it. It's already wired. So here is the sadly ironic thing. Over vast oceans of millennia, as our brain has grown in greater and greater complexity, it has become more and more like Urkel. That's right. I knew that. Urkel is not malicious and he's not stupid. He is clever and good-hearted, but he's klutzy. He's a clumsy schlemiel, isn't he? Speaking as one who is also a clumsy schlemiel. So, but here's the good thing. Urkel's good-hearted. And if we asked our Urkel-like brain, hey brain, during the inhalation, would you please silently and mentally recite the demonstrative pronoun this? It probably would. And in so doing, it would cooperate very efficiently with our sympathetic nervous system. Similarly, if during our exhalation we asked our Urkel-like brain to please silently and mentally recite the one-syllable verb ease, it probably would. and in so doing wind up cooperating with our parasympathetic nervous system. So I'm going to be crude and rude and socially inappropriate. How do we keep from stepping on our own dick? Ladies, how do we keep from stepping on our own tits? Simple. Through the cunning use, through the silent and mental recitation of these monosyllabic words in harmony with our inhalation and exhalation, we can fully cooperate with the sympathetic and parasympathetic, facets of our autonomic nervous system that is already wired to perceive and release, which is exactly what the Buddha had in mind when he referred to them as mindfulness, the seventh fold, and meditation, the eighth fold of his eightfold path. I do look forward to applying this together as a team after approximately 30 seconds of housekeeping. This is Lama Jigme Gyatso of the Buddha Joy Meditation School. For more than 30 years, I spent about 8 hours a day, almost every day, studying, practicing, mastering, and reverse engineering the teachings and techniques of each sect of Buddhism and Taoism and Hinduism so that you would not have to. Welcome, my friends, to Meditate Like a Jedi, which is made possible due to the generosity of viewers just like you. This morning, I thought it would be fun to play with the latest iteration of Dujum Lingpa's Easy Tantra, also known as Tesar Ngondro, which was translated under the guidance of Chagdud Tulku and adapted as well as amplified by yours truly. Let us practice bliss and letting goes, calling the Lama from afar, which is known in Tibetan as Lama Kyana. This is energy work presented devotionally as a metaphor together. Almighty Lama, please come to this crown, no infallible constant protector who knows all Dharma things. Almighty Lama, please come to this crown, O infallible constant protector who knows all Dharma things. Almighty Lama, please come to this crown, O infallible constant protector who knows all Dharma things. Un momento, I get to do a quick edit here because that's how life works out. So, quick like a bunny, I'm going to highlight that. I'm going over here to 1, 2, 3. And here we go. Copy. And let's return. And let's hit paste, see if that works out. It does. So, we are returning to this ease. Now, I think it can be fun to play with this for 16 rounds, assuming that a round is simply one inhalation followed by one exhalation. And this is a great opportunity for us to play with the idea of Bengali crease counting. During each inhalation, let us advance our left thumb, beginning by counting upon the creases and tip of our left little finger. As we breathe in this, as we exhale, ease. Let us continue with the creases and tip of our left ring finger. And now the creases and tip of our left middle finger. Let us continue by counting the creases and tips of our left index finger. Let's continue. I could be like the Lama, the archetype of right view and right wish, for I too could master awareness and letting go. Right view and right wish are the first and second folds of the Buddha's Eightfold Path. One moment, if you please. So I'm sitting on the floor in front of a little computer table holding my laptop, behind of which is a great big window through which I get to view the sunrise. I'm so happy to share it with you. Let me spin this bad boy around real quick so you can see what I'm talking about. All right, let us train in the vulnerability of noticing others' stress, which of course sows the seeds of empathy, compassion, and love. The three realms we experience a samsara cycle like a notion of suffering. The three realms we experience a samsara cycle like a notion of suffering. The three realms we experience a samsara cycle like a notion of suffering. We turn now to centered spontaneity, which is the key to making the most of our precious meditation opportunities. It is extremely difficult to find such freedom and opportunities as we have. It is extremely difficult to find such freedom and opportunities as we have. It is extremely difficult to find such freedom and opportunities as we have. Aha. Okay, one moment, if you please. 1, 2, there we go. Let's hit the old copy. 1, 2, and delete. And paste. Ever-changing, one and all, there is nothing permanent to grasp together. Being impermanent, everyone who was born will die. Being impermanent, everyone who was born will die. Being impermanent, everyone who was born will die. The privilege of interdependence allows our love to lighten others' loads. The results of our virtuous and harmful actions are inevitable. The results of our virtuous and harmful actions are inevitable. The results of our virtuous and harmful actions are inevitable. The key to liberating all others is to master the Buddha's Eightfold Path together. Remembering this, may my mind turn toward Dharma. Remembering this, may my mind turn toward Dharma. Remembering this, may my mind turn toward Dharma. As we breathe in, we can, as silently and mentally, we recite the demonstrative pronoun this, we can kick back and watch the antics of mind as it emotes, as it perceives, emotes, intends, reasons, recalls, and imagines. As we exhale, we can silently and mentally recite the one-syllable verb ease as we relax into mind's non-graspable nature. Loving kindness compromises 50% of the Buddha's Eightfold Path together. From now until samsara is emptied, may I bring about benefit and happiness for all beings as if they have each been my kind mothers. From now until samsara is emptied, may I bring about benefit and happiness for all beings as if they have each been my kind mothers. From now until samsara is emptied, may I bring about benefit and happiness for all beings as if they have each been my kind mothers. Let's see here. One moment, if you please. All right, here we go. Buddha's example instructions on students are known metaphorically as the three wish-fulfilling jewels. From now until I reach a very heart of enlightenment, I take refuge in the Lama who embodies the three jewels. From now until I reach a very heart of enlightenment, I take refuge in the Lama who embodies the three jewels. From now until I reach a very heart of enlightenment, I take refuge in the Lama who embodies the three jewels. As we breathe in, we can silently and mentally recite the demonstrative pronoun this, as silently and mentally we watch the antics of mind as it perceives, emotes, intends, or reasons, recalls, and imagines. As we exhale, we can silently and mentally recite the one-syllable verb ease, as we relax into the exact same mind's non-graspable nature. A life squandered in greed and competitiveness leads neither to peace nor fulfillment. To perfect the two accumulations, I offer the body, wealth, and splendor of all my lives through the three jewels. To perfect the two accumulations, I offer the body's wealth and splendor of all my lives through the three jewels. To perfect the two accumulations, I offer the body's wealth and splendor of all my loves to the three jewels. Let us play with Tokal's first set of Tantra's figurative contemplations, where we bring the four bases of mindfulness into the path of love and letting go. thus leaping over clingings, obstructions to omniscience. Dorje Sampa, inseparable from my Lama, is above the crown of my head. Nectar flows from him, purifying my obscurations, Benza Sato. Dissolving into light, diamond, mind, father and mother, blend with my heart and experience of oneness. I could be like the Yidom, the octave of right effort, mindfulness and meditation, for I too could master love and letting go. Of course, effort, mindfulness, and effortless, mindfulness and meditation are the sixth, seventh, and eighth folds of the Buddha's Eightfold Path. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Excellent. Okay, let's hit paste and go back to page 35. All right, so now let us practice Love and Letting Go's Mahayoga Tantra, or mantra meditation, also known as Tokal's Leapover Mental Competition. Together. Oopsie, I think we have a problem with editing, because such is life. Okay, let's do this. Kawabanga. Okay. May all minds of all beings now be as wise and peaceful as the mind of a real or imagined Buddha symbolized by a bija, one suitable seed mantra hungoti clay drop. So we're going to take all these words and squeeze them down into just 6 syllables that we're going to divide between our inhalation and our exhalation. Or better yet, we're going to take all these words, one moment, and we're going to squeeze them into this one line that we recite silently, mentally, and passively. During our exhalation, we're going to physically relax as best we can, while striving to chant this 6-syllable mantra 8 times per breath. Om benza sato hung, 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 om benza sato hung. Om benza sato hung, 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 om benza sato hung. Om benza sato hung, 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 om benza sato hung. Om benza sato hung, 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 om benza sato hung. Om benza sato hung, om benza sato hung. Now let us leap over love's. Now it's time for our love's interpersonal generation stage practice. Oopsie, again with the editing. Kawabanga. Okay, here we go. May all relationships of all beings know be as loving and joyful as a Real or imagined Buddhist communication or speech symbolized by the six-syllable mantra. Come on, cursor. Where'd you get off to? Om Benza Sato Hung 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 Om Benza Sato Hung. Now it's time for Love's Physical Tantra Mahamudra. Oopsie, again with the editing. Here we go. Cowabunga. Excellent. Here we go. May all bodies or forms of all beings now enjoy the beautiful health depicted in Buddhist statuary of the blissful body of the Yidam of lore and archetype of enlightenment. Om Benza Sato Hung 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 Saduhung, Om Benza Saduhung. Om Benza Saduhung, 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 Om Benza Saduhung. Om Benza Saduhung, 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 Om Benza Saduhung. Now it's time for Love Circumstantial Mahayoga practice. Meho, so oopsie, again with the editing. Here we go. Molto bene. That means bitty good. Okay, so I get to do another adjustment. May all beings of all lots. Here we go. Okay, let's see if that works a little bit better. It appears to. Wunderbar, das ist wunderbar. May all circumstances or lots of all beings now have their safety, good fortune, or boon. As a Buddha's real or imagined paradise, pure land or vaunty. And of course, we're thinking about our friends in Gaza and the Congo and Jordan. Om Benza Saduhung, 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 Om Benza Saduhung. Om Benza Saduhung, 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 Om Benza Saduhung. Om Benza Saduhung, 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 Om Benza Saduhung. Om Benza Saduhung, 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 Om Benza Saduhung. And then we get to rest the mind in perception and release. Let's now practice the yoga of the figurative rainbow bodies, impermanence and interdependence, also known as Madhyamaka's yoga of inconceivability. All circumstances or laws could be as impermanent and interdependent. Let's have some fun here. Let's make impermanent bold and interdependent. Let's make that underlined. Okay. As if they could blissfully melt into rainbow light that could absorb into this body or form. So we're going to take all these words and shrink them down into just 6 words that we're going to divide between our inhalation and our exhalation. All bodies or forms could be as impermanent and interdependent, as if they could blissfully melt under rainbow light that could absorb into this communication or speech. All interpersonal speech could be as impermanent and interdependent, as if they could blissfully melt into rainbow light that could absorb into this mind. That's the wrong button. Let's try that again. All right. All lucid minds could be as impermanent and interdependent as if they could blissfully melt into rainbow light that could absorb into this vast empty void. Like the illusion of the infinite azure sky on a bright and beautiful cloudless moon, which although tantalizing to the eye could be non-graspable to the hand. And again, let us rest in spontaneous awareness and release. Now we come to Lama Naljor, also known as Guru Yoga. I could be like the Kondro, the archetype of actions kind. Communication, conduct, and calmness, for I too could master bliss and letting go. Om Mahung Benzo Guru Me Maziri Hung 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 Paste. Fabulous. In the sky in front of me, my rude Lama could appear in the form of Kuntu Songpo Yam Yam. Om Mahung Benzo Guru Me Masiri Hung 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 Embodiment of all Buddhism the three times. Most excellent Lama, I pray to you. Hold me with your compassion in this life, in the bottom, and in future lives. Bless me always throughout the three times, O Mahung Benzo Guru Bima Siddhi Hu. May I receive all the blessings and empowerments of enlightened from speech and mind. Please place your hands in the puckered palm position before your forehead. Benzo Guru Kaya Wakatsita Siddhi Hu. Whoops, that was weird, wasn't it? Okay, let's hit the old undo. Try that again. Om Mahung Benzo Guru Me Masiri Hung 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 Om Mahung Benzo Guru Me Masiri Hung. Please place your palms in the puckered palm position before your throat. Benzo Guru Kaya Wakatita Siddhi Hum. Om Mahum Benzo Guru Me Masiri 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 Hum. Please place your hands in the puckered palm position before your sternum. Benzo Guru Kaya Wakatita Siddhi Hum. Om Benzo Guru Me Masiri Hum. Om Mahum 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 Benzo Guru Me Masiri Hum. The Lama dissolves into light and blends with my heart in or inseparability. Om Mahum Benzo Guru Me Masiri Hum. 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 Om benzo guru me maziri hung. Om mahung 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 benzo guru me maziri hung. I behold the true face of the ultimate Lama, the union of spontaneous awareness and emptiness. I could be like the Lama, the octype of right view and right wish, for I too could master awareness and letting go. Om mahung benzo guru me maziri hung. 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 Let us rehearse the Poa transference of consciousness at the time of death, finding peace by relaxing into the inevitable. I pray to the protector Amitabha, bless me that I may master the profound path of Poa. I pray to the protector Amitabha, bless me that I may master the profound path of Poa. I pray to the protector Amitabha, bless me that I may master the profound path of Poa. I now give my body wealth and virtuous qualities wholeheartedly to all beings as if they had each been my kind mothers. I now give my body wealth and virtuous qualities wholeheartedly to all beings as if they had each been my kind mothers. I now give my body wealth and virtuous qualities wholeheartedly to all beings as if they had each been my kind mothers. As we inhale, we could silently and mentally recite the demonstrative pronoun this as we watch the antics of mind, as it perceives, emotes, intends, reasons, recalls, and imagines. As we exhale, we could silently and mentally recite the one-syllable verb ease as we relax into that exact same mind's non-graspable nature. Let's seal this practice with the love that wishes for universal enlightenment and well-being. Whoopsie, come on, cursor, where are you? Okay. By percussively chanting. Okay. Without hindrance may I ensure enormous benefit for all beings. Without hindrance may I ensure enormous benefit for all beings. Without hindrance may I ensure enormous benefit for all beings. May every meditation teacher understand the Buddha's teachings and practice master as well as teach him generously, lovingly, and wisely in the manner of centered spontaneity. May all meditation teachers spontaneously receive generous patrons, enthusiastic students, as well as devoted apprentices. And may many Dharma centers likewise be successfully planted, nurtured, and supported. If you feel that I have earned it, you could give this live stream a thumbs up. You could even help support this channel. In approximately 10 and a quarter hours, I would very much like to return to lead today's evening meditation class and group practice. And if you are as geeky as me, may the Force be with you always.